welcome to our Slay the Holidays Facebook page. We're really excited to have you today. We're going to do our first demo. It's going to be actually pumpkin chocolate muffins.
Yay!
Yay! I'm Michael Holcomb and this is
Jade Eggert.
and we're really excited to have you here. I'm from Milam County.
And I cover Ellis and Johnson County.
So we're really excited to have you today. We're going to get started on this. This actually is only going to be 90 calories per muffin, and it makes 24 muffins. So don't forget, a serving size, what we talked about in our lesson 1, it's 2 of these muffin tins. So we're going to go ahead and get started with our first part is our flour. So Jade has already done the first one, and then she's going to show us how to measure the flour. So first of all, when you're doing flour, you never actually take your measuring cup and just scoop it right in. That actually makes it a lot more dense, and you don't want to do that. So she's going to spoon that in and then level it off to put it in the bowl. One thing I want to talk about real quick on the muffins is this one's a great recipe. It's very easy. A lot of the things that you have are staples in your house, hopefully, such as flour, sugar, baking soda, baking powder, cocoa. A lot of those baking products, especially during the holidays, which is during our time, actually you have these around your house because you're baking, hopefully. And so this one's a great one. There are other recipes out there, and I do want to point out, if you go to a convenience store and you buy a prepackaged chocolate muffin, those are over 580 calories, whereas one of these muffins is only 90. You can also do a little bit simpler. This is actually the My Plate recipe, pumpkin chocolate muffins, but you can also do the one where you use the devil's food cake mix and just a can of pumpkin. That's all it is. Way to go, yay! And do 2 of those, and also add a couple of chocolate chips in there. And it only is 181 calories, so still compared to the 580, we're doing really great.
Right.
So, but this one's a way better and much more healthier muffin. So Jade's got our flour in, so next we're gonna do our sugar. She's got the 3/4 cup sugar in there. And then next she's going to put in our teaspoon of baking powder and our 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda. So make sure that when you're measuring that you always make sure that they're level when measuring those. Also make sure that you use a teaspoon, not a tablespoon. Next we're going to put in our cocoa, which is a 1/2 cup of cocoa. She's got that measured and ready to go. And then after that, what she's going to do is actually whisk the bowl in and whisk all the dry ingredients. So we need to whisk those dry ingredients up. She's got that going. She got it down. She's awesome. So we're really excited about this recipe. It's really great. My kids love it. My 9-year-old was actually able to make the muffins last night, and he loves them. And it's a great way to get your kids in the kitchen. So really easy. And also teach them those measuring fundamentals.
Right.
All right.
If I can add one thing.
Yeah, go ahead.
Another thing is, so I bought the recipe, bought the ingredients for the recipe, and I did kind of like a high-low, so I did some name brand and some off-brand, and I still only paid $10.41. So I thought that was pretty cool.
Awesome. Yeah, that's awesome.
All right.
Only $10, and a great thing about this is you can also use these for a dessert, a healthy snack, or a breakfast. So it goes 3 different ways. All right, you're gonna measure out the pumpkin next.
Okay, so
and
it's
put
just
that
the
in.
whole can, right?
Just the whole can.
Okay.
Put the whole thing in. And this is not one of those that you can just shake out of the can. You have to use that good old rubber spatula in there.
And another thing, I know that we talked about in lesson 1 was looking actually at the nutrition label. So I'm just going to go over this really quickly. We talked about serving size. So this one serving size is a 1/2 cup, and we also talked about servings per container. So this is about 3.5 servings per container. And Micah mentioned the percentage daily value. So anything over 5% or anything 5% or less is low, and anything 20% or more is high in the nutrient value. So looking at this one, it says included added sugar is 0%, so that is wonderful.
That's a great one.
We get some vitamin D, iron, which is good, and then dietary fiber is 11%, so that's a plus.
So it's got some great ingredients. Pumpkin's a great one to get those nutrition in and get vitamins. And it's a lot healthier than using all that added sugar in there.
Exactly.
Awesome, she's got it. Now we're gonna add our cup of water in there. Here, you want me to hold I'll hold the bottom of it.
And notice I'm using
The
Right.
liquid measuring
There
cup,
you go.
yep. Make sure that you always do. You will get a different measuring if you use a dry measuring cup versus the liquid. So always use your liquid in a liquid measuring cup and use a dry with the dry ingredient. So now she's gonna mix those together. You can either use probably the spatula and take the whisk out. That might be easier for you.
There we go.
Yeah, I got that. Awesome. So she's just gonna mix it together, just kind of like what you would do with the cake batter. It doesn't have to be anything super fragile, but again, you don't wanna go crazy and mix it together like my kids love to do, and then all of a sudden you have pumpkin and water all over your place. So mix it together. It's gonna look kind of different. It doesn't look like your regular cake mix batter, but because that pumpkin just gives it a different texture. But I
Smells
promise
good.
you're okay, right?
Yes, and it smells wonderful.
Ooh, chocolate and pumpkin. What's better than that, right? I make this often. This is one of my favorite things to make during the holidays, or especially when pumpkin is a little bit less expensive and more abundant. So it's a great recipe to
And
do.
it's quick and easy too.
Oh yeah, definitely.
All right.
All right, so now she's gonna add the chocolate chips, and we have, that is only a half a cup of chocolate chips. And I love Jay picked out the mini chocolate chips, and I love that because then it'll kind of mix and melt all in there, just great. You can use big or little. We also recommend you use the semi-sweet. All right, she's got that in.
Okay. Is that good?
All right, looking great. All right, I think we're ready to mix it in. So what you're gonna do is you're actually gonna take your muffin tins, and you can actually use a muffin cup, or you can just spray them with cooking spray. We've got ours sprayed already, and so we're just gonna add, I'm gonna show you just, Jade's gonna put one of them in there. You're not gonna fill them full, because that will not give you the right serving size. So don't fill them all the way full.
Is that good or a little
Yep,
more?
that looks great. So that's kind of how you're gonna do it, because you're gonna make 24 muffins. If you fill them full, you're only gonna have 12, and you're not gonna have the right serving size.
Correct.
And I believe when you get done, you're gonna only cook those for, what was it,
10 to 12 minutes.
10 to 12 minutes?
On
And if you-
350.
350. And if you see right here, these are our pumpkin muffins.
Yay.
We hope you will enjoy. They're really, again, great dessert, snack, or breakfast item, and they go great with coffee.
Oh,
So-
yes.
All right, well, have a great day, and thank you so very much.
Thanks. Bye, guys.